What a crazy night. Yesterday, I received a gift from God. Now, I'm going to tell the story, obviously, but it was divine intervention. It was nothing else, right? You can't describe it as anything else based on my past experiences in the last few months, and and how I've been living my life and how I've been connected to God and Jesus Christ and the organism, right? So basically, I had a crazy day in training, right? So I went to Muay Thai in the morning, at 9 a.m., 9 till 10, and that was a private lesson, with my PT Luke, who's, by the way, amazing. Like, he's such a good person. He's so just himself, and he's so knowledgeable, and he has so much experience and self-mastery, and just, he's like 30 years old, but he has like his own business. Like, people like go to him all the time, like new people. He trains all day long, and he just makes money from just people paying and funding his passion. Like, imagine having that as a man, right? Like, you can't get anything better than that, right? Doing everything you love every day and getting fueled by it, right? By others and learning. So you're teaching, you're fueling yourself, and you're getting paid for it, right? Anyway, so I had that 9 to 10, and then I went straight to the gym after to do some more skipping, and I think I did some squats and some back, right? Because I sort of changed my workout around now. So I work out based on building a warrior's body, right? So that means like having a strong back, for punching, because when you're using your arms, your elbows, you have to use your back, right? You don't punch with your arms, you punch with your whole body, right? So you need a strong foundation. So I'm building my back up. It was always strong anyway because I have good back genetics, but I'm building it up even more, like loads of lat pull downs, loads of weighted pull-ups, making it strong. um, and biceps and triceps, right? Arms, because you're using your whole arm, and your back and stuff. You're like, I'm not even going to focus on chest and shoulders too much. I will still work them out, but I'm not going to focus on them too much. Um, and basically, yeah. So that's it. And then I came home and I had some breakfast. I had some toast and avocado, and I took my vitamins. I took some omega 3s, I took some multivitamins, I took some collagen, I took some turmeric, I took some vitamin D3, I took a vitamin C tablet, and I'm taking these every day now, along with some avocado, right? It's expensive. It's very expensive, but it's really good. It's making like my skin glow. I'm getting like no breakouts, no nothing. I feel fresh. I feel on fire. I feel really good. My body's getting fueled, right? So I have the energy to work out as much as I can, as much as I want, which is a lot right now. Like, summer's in the peak, it's starting, it's blooming. Life is just beautiful. Life is amazing. And we have who to thank for it? God. We have the organism to thank for it, right? So I came home, I had breakfast, and then what did I do? I went out on a bike ride on my motorbike, and I was like relaxing, just enjoying the open road, listening to like Lana Del Rey, um, Ride, which is actually really, really good. You guys should listen to it. It's not girly at all. It's actually nice. Like she says, like, um, it, like it, it's like 9 minutes long. It's a big song, and she like starts off by saying like, um, I'm not sure the exact lyrics, but it's sort of something like, I always prayed to find my people, and I did find them on the open road, right? So, but she basically means like, you find your own people, not the ones that are like around you, but like you going out of your way to like express yourself and just be completely yourself by doing things you love, like, like me doing Muay Thai, or, me wanting to go to the forests, or just, I don't know, just on walks, or just the gym, and, just doing my own thing. And in the future traveling when I get some more money and yeah, stuff like that. So I did that for like 2 or 3 hours riding my bike, and then I came back home and I just sat in the sun. So I live in like a flat, like an apartment complex. Um, it's like a newly built flat, like apartment complex. It's like quite expensive, but basically it's nice because I can come in like a hub like this, where there's no one here, and I can make videos freely. I can speak my mind, which I do like doing. And there's like a gym here as well. So if I want to train at night time, I don't have to drive all the way to the gym. I can just go downstairs and do that. And well, basically, so I sat in the sun and I was listening to some songs that I really enjoy. Lately, it's been, I think it's called Milky Chance or Milky Dance or something like that. And it's like, I don't know, I just really like it. I really like songs nowadays that like make me feel something. Like so when I like close my eyes and I'm like breathing deeply, I just get like a euphoria from it. I feel like that's God like talking to me, like telling me I'm on the right path, like reconnecting with the source and stuff. So, so I did that for a few hours and then I went in my room, I laid on my bed, listened to some more music, and it was time to go to Muay Thai again, a class this time. So I did the private lesson in the morning and then now it was the class. We did clinch work, right? Oh my days. Luke killed us. I nearly threw up and I didn't understand like how I was so like tired because like I move a lot nowadays. Like I skip like every day, like literally every day and like a lot, so I thought I was like in good cardio condition, like decent anyway. Um I was humbled. I like he went ruthless on us. So clinching, if you don't know what it is basically like you put your arms, like you lock your arms around the other person's neck and you just like start kneeing them, right? Like non-stop, like kneeing them in the stomach. Obviously we have pads on, so we're not gonna like destroy each other, but like we kept, non-stop kneeing each other. So we're like dead, right? Like we're like out of breath, dying. And then that was a 3 minute round, by the way. And then as soon as we finish, he resets the clock, right? He resets the clock and he's like, right, back to it. Next round, like non-stop, and like 5 rounds, right? And then after we did like free pads, like so basically we were working with like a partner, and the other person opposite you like tells you what to do. So he has like pads on his arms, and he says like, I don't know, like 1 2, right? So you get like you do like a jab and like a right cross, and then he would say like, I don't know, like 1 2 right kick. So you do like a jab, a right cross, and a right kick, right? You get the idea. So we did that. That was for like an hour, right? And we started off by skipping, right? I didn't even mention this. So before we even did anything, we we skipped for like 3 rounds for 3 minutes. But keep in mind, I already had the session in the morning plus gym. I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I'm just explaining what I did yesterday. Um, and I was dead, but it was so nice. Like I had like no thoughts in my mind. I was so grounded. I was so present in the moment. Anyway, driving back home, um, on a long road, which I never did that before because it was nighttime and I went by myself with my motorbike. Now, obviously, I travel with my motorbike alone in the mornings when I do the private lessons, but that's fine because it's the morning. But I never actually went at night before because I usually always get a lift with my friend, but he didn't want to give a lift to me this time. Um, but it's actually nice, I wasn't afraid or anything. It was a bit weird at times when like you can't see the lights and stuff, and the only light you see is like the headlight on your vehicle. Um, and the road like starts like bending slowly, and you're going straight and you like need to like turn. I don't know, like I didn't really enjoy that, but it was fine. Like, I was calm, I was breathing, it's fine. No worries. I come back home, I'm locking my bike up. As soon as I get off the bike, I notice in the distance this blonde girl, this figure, right? I instantly glance at her, right? Instantly glance over, instantly. I don't know why. It's like a natural, right? It's like a body. Like I didn't even. think about it, it just happened. Anyway, I'm glancing over. She caught my attention. I'm going back to locking my bike up. I can't see her anymore. I finish locking my bike up. I see her walk right in front of me and open the door, right? Because you have to like, there's what is it called? Like a swab, like on the keys. It's basically like this electronic thing where you like put it on the door handle and it like opens the door. So anyway, she goes in, um, and I'm like drawn to her. I don't know why. I don't even know who she is. She's just I don't know. Um, so I start walking in, and just before I go inside, I notice a dog, right? A it's like a big dog, like a Doberman, right? And it's like it has the same look as like 101 Dalmatians, right? So the whole body is white with like black spots on it. Now keep in mind that a few days ago, just randomly, when I was leaving my flat complex and I was going out on the corridors, I opened a door and the same dog, was there on the top of the stairs. And without even doing anything, like looking who the owner is, I just go and pet the dog, right? Because I love dogs, right? Who doesn't love dogs? So I pet the dog and I look up and it's the same blonde girl, this was a few days ago, and it's the same blonde girl, and she just smiles, and then I'm like, and I go about my day. I didn't think anything of it. So, fast forward to last night. Um, I see the dog, no owner. So I start messing around with the dog. I had my motorbike helmet on, and I like jump in front of him, trying to scare him, just playing with him. Um, I turn around, and the same girl, she opens the door, and she's just there by the door, just like standing there. Um, and she was so beautiful. She was glowing, right? I mean, just think, she's like a young girl, right? My age, or just a little bit younger. Like fully feminine, like fully grown woman. Obviously, women have beautiful bodies. Like we love women, right? There's a reason why. They're divine. They're gorgeous. Unexplainable. Yeah, right, okay. So she looked really good and she was just smiling and I was like, oh, sorry, because, I didn't want to like mess with her dog. I was just playing. And she says, yeah, no worries. Um, and she said like, can you help me get him in? I'm like, what do you mean? Why can't you get him in? He's like, he doesn't want to, he just wants to play. Now, keep in mind, I already clocked what was happening. She was testing me, right? She was testing me to see how I would respond, right? If I just like brush her off or if I sort of carry on. Because girls like her, who are very in tune with her femininity, they like to cause chaos, right? In real life. They like to leave doors open, they like to just walk, they like to stir a little drama, Just have fun. See what a man would do. And if a man with presence and energy enters that scenario, then they sort of like lock on to him. And they don't know why. It's like their body does it without their minds thinking. And it's actually true because I'm gonna explain the whole story and what happened yesterday. So basically, um, she starts going upstairs. So the door locks and the dog is still outside. I'm going in already, right? So the dog is still outside and she's going up the stairs and I'm at the bottom of the stairs. And I say to her, like, you can't leave him outside, right? But think about it. Why would she do that? She's obviously not going to leave the dog, but she's already upstairs, like halfway. So she wants me to stay connected in the moment. Now, she might have done that subconsciously or consciously. I don't know. Either way, I say, you can't just leave him outside. She's like, well, he's just playing. Can you get him in? My boyfriend used to bring him in all the time. I said, well, why don't you just call your boyfriend and get him? See, I flipped the script. She was trying to test me to see how I would respond, so I flipped it back on her, right? And what did she respond? Oh, he's miles away. So what does that clock me? That tells me that the boyfriend is not in the picture. She's clearly open, fun, intuitive, and there's a connection going on, right? Even if it's a little bit, there is something going on because it's in the moment, it's happening, I'm aware, right? This isn't random. This doesn't happen in everyday life. So I stay grounded, I stay present. Okay. So she said, open the door. The dog will come if you open the door. I open the door comes upstairs. And I say, when have you moved here? have I seen you here before? She's like, no, I only just moved in recently, like 2 weeks ago. I say, oh, okay, cool. I'm in number 29. She's like, oh, I'm in number 81. Um, she looked surprised because she didn't think I lived here. She actually, I'll tell you, I'll carry on with the story, but basically she thought I was like a delivery driver because I had a road bike helmet on. Ridiculous, right? There should be more bikers everywhere, right? Biking is like the best. It's the freedom, the open road, right? Come on, guys, get on bikes more, or they're gonna keep thinking we're delivery drivers. So anyway, I say, what did I say? So I said like, yeah. So she said I'm in number 81. I said, oh cool. I said, who did you move here with? She said, alone. So I said, how did you afford that? Because it's quite an expensive apartment. She said, oh, my parents pay for it. Okay. So see, I'm like flowing, I'm like vibing in the situation. I'm not like chasing. I'm just staying in the situation, in the moment, and I'm sort of like playing with it, right? So how did you afford that? Oh, my parents pay for it. Okay. Um, and then so I had my helmet on, and I said, let me take my helmet off, right? Because it's not it's not like nice. It's not it's rude. So I said, let me take my helmet off. It's rude, right? As soon as I take my helmet off, she's more engaged, right? Because she sees my face. I'm not like a mystery anymore. Um, and then I said like, what do you do for your job to afford living here? And she's like, oh, I have my own business. And she asked me what I do. And I said, I quit my job recently because I've been there for a long time, like 3 years, and I don't like it anymore. And I started influencing, like that's what I want to do. Obviously, I'm not making money from that yet, but it's what I want to do. It's what I'm passionate about. I like talking about stuff. I like philosophy. I like psychology. I like working out. So I told her that. She was interested. And then she said, oh, I want to make influencing content as well, like doing makeup and stuff. But I already clocked that she was mirroring what I was saying, right? She liked my energy, she liked my presence, so she was mirroring what I was saying to make me more engaged in the moment, in the situation, right? Because she could have just said, oh, that's cool, and started walking upstairs. But she mirrored me, so she wanted a connection more, right? Because she repeated what I said and flipped the script. Just like I flipped the script when she said about the boyfriend, and I said, well, just get your boyfriend to bring a dog in, right? So it's a game, it's an energy transfer. It's what Robert Greene says: presence, energy, trust, power, energy transfer. It's a game, like masculine, feminine, like boom, boom, yin, yang, energy. Anyway, so where was I? She wants to make influencing content as well. I said, well, you know what? Since we both want to make influencing content, why don't you give me your number and we'll have a coffee and talk about it? She's like, I know, smooth, right? Anyway, she's like, yeah, okay, give me your Snapchat. I said, I don't use Snapchat, but you can have my Instagram, the one I'm posting influencing content on. And in the bio, it says I do philosophy and stuff. And she liked it, right? So she said, oh, you do philosophy? And I said, oh, what, do you like philosophy? See, flipping the script, always asking, just like flipping it back on her. Also, I was interested, but just like playing, not being boring, right? So being in the moment, being present, listening, right? Listen. I don't talk to talk. I listen and then I talk, if that makes sense. So she said, oh yeah, I like philosophy as well. I have like crystals. I said, oh, that's cool. You should show me them sometime. And then she says like, oh yeah, sure, come around. And I said like, what, right now? She hesitated, right? When I said that, she hesitated because she didn't expect me to say that. She was like, yeah, like that, right? So I said, okay, let me go back to mine, shower, because I just had a Muay Thai session and I'll come round. She said, okay, cool. I never showered quicker in my life. I was so excited. It was crazy. I'm just gonna check if my phone's dying. No, I'm on 12%. Okay, I'm on 12% because last time I made content and I was like my phone died and I was so upset. I'm fine. I can finish the video. So obviously I don't run, but I like speed walk back to my apartment everything off, bag off, clothes off, sweaty from the Muay Thai, in the laundry basket, in the shower. I'm brushing my teeth, I'm listening to music, I'm like dancing in the shower. I know what's happening. I know what's about to happen. I'm like, when this happens, spontaneous stuff like this, and it's a gift from God because of like how you were so present in life already, and like it's like the organism giving something back to you as a gift, like to say like, listen, you're on the right path. Like this is just the beginning. Like this is gonna happen a lot, right? Keep in mind, she's gorgeous, right? She's like 10 out of 10. Like, amazing body, beautiful. But that's not why I liked her. But I'm just saying, like, so that just added on to it, right? I'm taking a shower, dancing, quickly put on my clothes, spray perfume, right? Aftershave, you have to smell nice, right? It's intoxicating. It's the pheromones, right? So they're connected to it. Women are really into smells, right? They're emotional creatures. They love smells, they love touch, they love senses, right? I learned that from Robert Greene in Art of Seduction. Good book. Anyway, I knock on the door. She's on her phone with her mum still. Straight away as I knock, she ends the phone call, opens the door. She shows me her apartment, she shows me the kitchen, she shows me her like massage room. We go into her room. I'm messing around with the dog a little bit, we're talking, vibing. I sit on her bed. I'm completely calm, completely present in the moment. I don't chase, I don't jump on her, nothing. I look deeply in her eyes, first of all, because I was interested. I'm not a narcissist, and I'm not like thinking about this like crazily, like, how can I get this woman? I must get this woman, right? I'm not being like that. I was just really into the moment, and I love human connection, and I miss that, right? I wanted someone I can have like deep conversations with, and like obviously like have sex with, like I haven't had sex in a long time, but I wanted it to be like real, like nice. So, deeply looking in her eyes, asking about her. I was actually curious as well, but they love that, right? Because you're not just like, oh, look at me, look how nice I am. Like, oh, I love Muay Thai in the gym. Just ego, macho. No, I cared about what she was like, right? Who are you? You're so interesting. You're so gorgeous. Like, why did you leave your dog outside? Like, what are you doing, for life? Like, how are you affording this place alone? One thing led to another. We're talking. She offers me a drink, cranberry juice, right? I mean, first of all, who offers someone cranberry juice at like 10, 11 p.m. at night? No judgment, but it's like, you don't have like some water or, some like Coca-Cola, some just normal. Anyway, it was nice, right? Cranberry juice, you can't say no. It's nice. And she was nice to offer. And, I can't remember the whole night because it was just like I was so in the moment. It's so like a blur, and I'm trying to like recalculate it in my mind right now. But basically, there was just like tests. She was testing me throughout the whole night, and I passed every single one because I didn't seek external validation. I was just fully present in the moment. There was one time she was like under the covers, and I said like, I'm getting quite cold. Let me go there next to you. She's fine with it. I like start caressing her hands, like her thighs and stuff, just like slowly building up the moment. And it was just like, it felt natural, it felt nice. And it was, I craved that. And, you just met this beautiful girl your age, and you're in a bed with her watching TV, like touching her arm, her thighs, looking deeply in her eyes, asking about her. You feel like you're on top of the world. Like you're not thinking about anything else. You're not thinking about money issues. You're not thinking about family issues. You're thinking about that moment of what's gonna happen, right? Towards the end, now this is going to sound weird, and I'm not weird. I'm trying to explain the situation of what women do. High value women, right? They test. I read energy, not words, right? So she's like, okay, you have to go now. Keep in mind, the whole night is a vibe. There's nothing wrong. She's so into it. I can tell. Like her eyes, she's melting into me, right? Because just like Robert Greene said about Errol Flynn, if a man is truly confident in himself and present and non-defensive, women feel like they're drunk around him. They can't control themselves. Their body moves before their mind does. They don't know how to react because I'm just like a mirror. I'm a complete mirror to her. So she says, okay, you have to go now. And then we like start fooling around, and she says like, no, I'm serious, we have to go now. Okay, so I stop, and then I start drinking my drink. She lets the dog in, I start playing with the dog. This was a test. She wanted to see if I would get reactive, if I would get upset that she said stop. Obviously, I didn't because I was just enjoying the moment. I carried on the conversation the same way, laughing, just being myself. It was nice. And then she said, my ex-boyfriend might come over and I don't want him to start any drama, so can we not just go to yours? I said, yeah, sure, we can go to mine. That's a test, right? This was not about the boyfriend. This was about her trusting me. It was a trust thing, right? She invited me over to test me, to see what I'm like. When she trusts me enough, she brings me back to somewhere that I'm comfortable in, that I can lead in, right? My own domain, my own room, because I'm in charge. I need to lead. I'm the masculine energy. And she wants that. She wants to feel submissive. She wants to give herself to me because I'm the masculineness. I'm the fire. I'm the one who leads, right? And she wanted to do that. We go back to my room, we just start talking about life and stuff, like deep things, things I like talking about, philosophy, love, life. Long story short, we stayed up all night talking and we had sex. It was actually really, really nice. Um, I didn't last very long, but that's because I was so like tired from just like the constant training all day long. Like the Muay Thai and the stuff, and the gym. And also, she teased me. She teased me a lot. Like, she was playing. Obviously, she wanted me. She even told me, after we had sex, like, I did want you. I was just like testing you. Um, and she said, I don't know why I do that. I guess it's because I had like past relationships and like abusive people, and I just, I don't want to give myself away so easily, and I don't actually do this. And I believed her. It's fine. So it was so nice. It was just like, just all night long, just talking about life, the future, the past, the present, her fears, her hopes, her dreams. And I was just mesmerized by by her beauty, by just the feminine energy in her. And and she left. Um, Initially she said she wanted to stay over and stay with me the whole night. And I thought she was, but like she said she had to go for like her hair extensions or whatever. That was just her way out. And she wanted, that was another test. That was the last test. She wanted to see if I would beg her to stay. I didn't. I just said, all right, see you later then. And she said, I'll definitely see you later. She left. I couldn't sleep much. I was just so like, I was alive, right? I slept like 1 or 2 hours and then I went straight to the gym. Pre-workout, skipping, I'm alive, right? I'm young, I'm in my prime, God's with me, the organism's with me, I'm happy, I'm alive, I'm free, I'm in love. I'm in love with life, I'm in love with myself, I'm happy. And I just wish that she wasn't just a one night stand. If she was, it's fine. It was God's gift to me to show me I'm on the right path, I'm doing good. But I just wish like she isn't, because she's real. And I crave that for the longest time ever, like to meet like a girl that's real and I can have like a deep conversation with, and like experience God, because when you have sex with a girl you feel God, right? But to know God you have to know yourself. So I know God already, but like I wanted to feel God, and I did, and I didn't last long because I wanted to force it. Like I was just like so into it, I was so enraged by the fire and being in the moment that I was just, I went crazy like an animal. And I shouldn't have done that. I should have just been more slow. I should have been I should just be more passionate. And next time I will be. I know that I don't have to chase. I can just be present in the moment and just, enjoy it. So I just wish I'll see her again, and I wish I'll experience a few good nights with her, again, at least. Or, whatever happens, just naturally let it bloom. Like, she is in the kind of an odd place right now. She has like an ex-boyfriend, and it's like kind of chaos right now. She's not in a good place, but I know for a fact, and she told me she never met anyone like me before, and I know we both enjoyed that night. So I really hope it wasn't just a one night stand. But if it was, then I can learn from it, right? And what does this tell me? What does this whole thing tell me? What did I learn from this? I learned that I'm on the right path. I learned that if I don't chase, if I don't beg, if I'm just present in the moment and I pursue with love and passion and grace and truth and love and God and the organism and Jesus and myself, then I will get anything I want. If the universe wants it that way, right? So, what does this tell me? Keep being myself. Keep praising God. Keep training. Keep being myself. Just fall in love with the universe. Fall in love with myself. And just live.